What's up, everybody? How we doing today? Happy Thursday to you. This is break number 1006BD. This is a case of 2025-26 Topps Chrome Basketball Megas. This is a 20-box break. I know the picture was wrong on the break at the beginning. We did let people know and send messages out to everybody. We're sorry about that. What's up, PSA guy? So we do appreciate you being part of the break. Here we go, 20 boxes. Here we come. How are things down there in Carolina, bud? Cold? Yeah. I wish they were cold here in Phoenix, bro. I wish they were cold here in Arizona. Cold. I don't know what cold is. All right, there's first 5. Second 5. Third 5. Last 5, first 5. Yeah, no shit. Ain't that the truth, right, Kyle? Oh my goodness. Alright, first 5 boxes. Kyle, you in the break? If you are, good luck to you. Everybody else, if you're in the break, good luck to you. If you're not in a break and you're just hanging out, that's awesome. We appreciate you all. And here we go. 20 boxes. Topps Chrome Basketball. The Cooper flag. Hunt is on, I guess. For people who bought Dallas. What's up, Fletcher? How you been, bud? Have we met at any shows before, Kyle? I do the VIP sometimes. All right, there you go, brother. There you go. Dude, I wish I could get to Atlanta to do a show, bro. I wish I could get to Atlanta, my friend. For sure. But if I do, I'll let you know for sure, dude. For sure. All right, box 1, guys. Let's do it. This product's so nice this year. First box, here we go. There's Ball of Duty, Donovan Mitchell. Grayson Allen on the X Factor. Caleb Martin on the Silver Prism. Voices, that's Dylan Harper. Jamal Murray on the X Factor. Bogdan Bogdanovic on the Ray Wave. Alexander Sarr, who's now just Alex Sarr. Don't know when that happened. Kelly Oubre. That is Peyton Pritchard. Rudy Gobert on the Silver Prism. That is Darren Fox. Alex Tui on the Ray Wave. On the Prism, they've changed this from Hyper to Prism. That is Jimmy Butler on the Prism. Kevin Garnett, Max Christie. There's Cooper Flag, our first Cooper Flag of the break. Josh Green on the X-Fractor. All right, box number 1. Box number 2. You think Concanoople beats him out? That's a possibility. Concanoople's had a really good year. All right, here we go. Box 2. There's a Serenity of Jason Tatum, not non-Prism. Jaylen Brown. There's Al Horford on the Silver Prism. Destiny of Jace Richardson. Rocco Zikarsky. There's Sengun on the Ray Wave. We got a blue of DeAndre Hunter. DeAndre Hunter on the blue Ray Wave. That one is numbered 25 out of 150. 25 out of 150. Nice, bro. Nice. Yeah, I don't want to go see the Phoenix Suns, so I won't go to a game here. Anthony Davis. There's Liam McNeely. Cade Cunningham. Prism of Tyler Kolek. Jacosinis. There is Adu Thiero on the Ray Wave. And our first auto is Cam Jones for the Indiana Pacers. Cam Jones for the Indiana Pacers. Trey Johnson. Dylan Brooks. That is James Harden for the Clippers. There's D'Angelo Russell and Jalen Wells on the Prism. You laugh, but the funny part is I'm serious. I am that much of a, because I'm a Laker fan, I'm that much of a Phoenix Suns hater that I would rather not go to a game than have to go watch the Suns. Yes, in the legit space. Yep. Yep. Box number 3. And honestly, right now, I don't even know about my Lakers, man. It's so hard to watch them because you never know what team's going to show up on any given night. So, it is what it is. Box number 3. There's Activators. There's Cooper Flag on the Activators. That is not a Prism. But it goes into my Cooper Flag stack. Yang Hansen. There's Allen Iverson on the Sleek Finishers. Austin Reeves, Ryan Kalkbrenner, good player there, young player there on the Ray Wave. Chet, Keegan Murray, Go Time, Cedric Howard. There's Colin Murray Boyles, Zach Eady on the Silver Prism. I don't know why I did that, it just felt right. Nice, bro. Nice, Fletcher. There's Paolo. Cam Johnson, Ray Wave. Prism of Marcus Sasser. Dorian Finley-Smith. There's Will Richards. Karen Shannon Jr. and Jace Richardson. Thought I missed a Silver Prism in that last box. Tracy McGrady, nice one for Orlando. There you go. All right, box number 4. All right, box 4, here we go. Go Time, Jason Tatum. That's Tomas Sorber. Silver Prism, Benedict Mathern. That is Ace Bailey on the Instinct. Joel Embiid. Sabonis on the Ray Wave. There's Maxi Kleber. Miles Bridges. This looks like a possible Go Time green. Go Time green to 99. How about a color match green of Jason Tatum? That is 42 of 99. Nice hit for the Celtics. Bang. Little bit of a bang right there. Jaden Hardy. There's Thaddeus Young. Pat Connaughton. Miles Turner on the Ray Wave. Hyper or Prism of Asur Thompson. Wiggins. SQ. There's the Thibuli and Queen. And box number 5. Box number 5. Box number 5. Here we go. That's Ball of Duty Joker. Mike Conley. There's Nicholas Claxton on the Silver Prism. Wemby on the Instinct. Chris Middleton. Draymond on the Ray Wave. Grant Williams. Dante DiVincenzo. There's Donovan Mitchell. Kyle Lowry. There's Dalton Connect on the Silver Prism for the Lakers. LeBron. There's R.J. Barrett. Mark Williams on the Ray Wave. Prism of Nicholas Claxton, or Nick Claxton now. Daniel Gafford, Devin Booker. There's Jabari Smith and Pele Larson. Next 5. You guys ever open these boxes? When you open them from the bottom. It's a lot easier to get the packs out. If you look at the top here, see it's all like covered and everything. Somebody showed me this little trick and they were like, hey, open it from the bottom. They slide right out into your hands. So if you're ever opening these boxes, guys, for yourself, open them from the bottom. It's a lot easier to get the packs out. Faster to get ripping. Faster to find treasures. Alright, next 5 are out. This is box number 6. Alright, box number 6. Here we go. This one's going to be nice. And it is. That is Dylan Harper on the Paradox. Dylan Harper Paradox. That is a sick hit for San Antonio. Ace Bailey, rookie on the X-Fractor. Dwayne Wade on the Prism. There's Ben Seraph on the Destiny. Quentin Grimes. Bilal Kubali on the Ray Wave. Eric Gordon. Jalen Tyson on the X-Fractor. Go Time with Cade Cunningham. Johnny Broom. There's Franz Wagner on the Silver Prism. That is Damian Lillard. Tijane Salon on the Ray Wave. Prism of Chris Duarte. Jaime Jaquez. Spencer Dinwiddie. Jonathan Isaac. There's Dario Saric. Dario Saric. Box number 7. That is an Activators Prism. Nope, it is not. A Concanoople. That is just a base. Jared Allen. Harrison Barnes on the Silver Prism. Sleek Finishers. Austin Reeves. Again, non-prism. Jalen Williams. Ray Wave. That's Clay Thompson. Green for the Hornets. There's LaMelo Ball. 82 out of 99. 82 out of 99 for Charlotte. Terry Rozier on the X-Fractor. Crispus Porzingis. We got Randall. Drake Powell rookie. There's Cooper Flagg on the Inspiration. Jaren Jackson Jr. on the Silver Prism. On the Prism, we got GG Jackson. Sorry, this is a Silver Refractor. We're on tops. Giannis. Ray Wave, Malik Beasley. That's Tyus Jones and Darius Garland. Box number 8. Box number 8. There's an Activators, of Jimmy Butler. Yes, I can't read. Isaiah Hartenstein, Jimmy Butler on the Refractor. There is a Charlotte Hornets LaMelo Ball on the Activators Prism or Silver Refractor. Excuse me. My goodness. That's what I get for doing 2 Panini breaks before this. Day'Ron Sharpe, DeMar DeRozan, Ray Wave. There is a purple for Charlotte. Charlotte is all over this. Charlotte is having a great break. That is Grant Williams on the purple Ray Wave, 51 out of 75. 51 of 75. Ingram, Jokic. Javon Small, X-Fractor, Scoot Henderson. Go Time, that's Jalen Green. Kevin Durant, there's Tyler Kolek on the Refractor. On the Prism, Dalton Connect. Risha Sher on the X-Fractor. There is Kobe Brea on the Ray Wave. That is Ben Shepard and SGA to finish off box number 8. Box number 9. Box number 9. Tyler Hero on the go time. There is Jalen Wells on the X-Fractor. Grady Dick on the Refractor. Destiny of Hugo Gonzalez. Carter Bryant. Colin Sexton on the Ray Wave. Sion James. Bradley Beal. Ball of Duty. That is Vince Carter. Jalen Williams. There's Wendell Carter on the silver refractor. Caught myself. Amen Thompson. Taylor Horton Tucker THT on the Ray Wave. Prism of Clint Capella. Jonas McDaniels. There's Laurie Markkinen and DeAndre Ayton. Box number 10. Box number 10, here we go. Ball of Duty, Cade Cunningham. There's Stefan Castle, X-Fractor. There's a refractor of T.J. McConnell. Jeremiah Fears on the Youthquake. Naz Reid. There's Jalen Green on the Ray Wave. Jose Alvarado. Devin Vassell. Serenity of Dirk. There's Tyrese Proctor, refractor of Desmond Bain. That is C.J. McCollum, Shaq on the Ray Wave. Prism of Ben Saraf. Isaiah Joe. Walter Clayton Jr. That's Gabe Vincent and KJ Simpson Jr. That's our first 10. Boxes 11 and 12. 11 and 12. Box number 11. Go time, Jimmy Butler. There's Donovan Mitchell on the X-Fractor. Jake LaRavia on the Refractor. Serenity, there's a nice one. VJ Edgecombe on the Refractor Serenity Rookie. That is Igor Demin. Luke Cornett on the Ray Wave. We got a blue Ray Wave for the Cavs. That is Evan Mobley. 78 of 150 on the blue Ray Wave. 78 of 150. Shaq on the X-Fractor. Jalen Green. Sabonis. There's Klay Thompson. Ball of Duty, that's Steph Curry. There is Miles Turner, X-Fractor. Ryan Dunn on the Refractor. Prism of Franz Wagner. There's Buddy Hield. Dirk on the Ray Wave. Bilal Kubale, Russell Westbrook. Box number 12. Kevin Durant on the Inspirational. DeAndre Ayton. Jonathan Kuminga on the Refractor. Destiny of Nike Clifford. Lauri Markkanen. Trey Johnson on the Ray Wave. That is a green rookie. Asa Newell. That is numbered 69 of 99. The Atlanta Hawks rookie. DeAndre Hunter. Brooks Lopez. That's Jordan Poole. Trey Murphy. There is LaMelo Ball on the Go Time. Oso Ighodaro. Paul George on the Refractor. Prism of Harrison Barnes. Fred Van Vliet. Jalen Johnson on the Ray Wave. Zach LaVine. Bobby Portis? Yeah, Portis. Next two boxes. 13 and 14. 13. All right, box 13. Serenity Apollo. Josh Green, X-Fractor. Ty Jerome, Refractor. Voices of Giannis. There's Cooper Flag on the X-Fractor. We have Aqua coming. PJ Washington on the Ray Wave. Aqua Ray Wave of Deron Holmes. Deron Holmes, that is 107 out of 199. Aqua Ray Wave. Rocco. There's Jaylen Brown. There's Chaz Lanier. Anthony Davis. That is an Activators. That is Kawhi Leonard. Cade Cunningham. Herb Jones on the Refractor. Thaddeus Young on the Prism. Liam McNeely. We got Walker Kessler on the Ray Wave. And we have an auto. That is a rookie auto of Will Richard for Golden State. Will Richard for Golden State on the auto. Nice hit for the, not numbered, but nice hit for Golden State. Russell and box number 14. Destiny, Jeremiah Fears. Trey Johnson on the X-Fractor. Trey Young on the Ray Wave. Magic Johnson, Jalen Johnson. Go Time of Cooper Flag. Kawhi Leonard. Jalen Brunson on the Refractor. Rashawn Holmes on the X-Fractor. And Emmanuel Quickly on the Ray Wave. There's a Prism Hyper of Dyson Daniels. There's Wemby on the X-Fractor, Malik Beasley. There's CP3, Onyeka Okongwu. Steph on the Inspirational. Dylan Brooks. And that's Dylan Harper, rookie silver refractor. $15 and $16. Boxes 15 and 16. All right, box number 15. All right, here we go. That is Wemby on the inspirational. Salon on the X-Fractor. Keontae George on the refractor. Youthquake Carter Bryant. There's Amari Williams, Drew Holiday, Ray Wave. Ryan Kalkbrenner. Andrew Nebhard. That is Cam Johnson. What do we got here? Looks like a go time. Is that a magenta go time? Of Tyrese Halliburton on the magenta go time. That is 127 out of 399. 127 out of 399. Not bad. About as good as Indiana's record this year. Huh? No. Dambona on the refractor. There is VJ Edgecombe. Rick Barry. That's old school right there. On the Ray Wave. That's a prism of Cam Jones. Cedric Coward. Jarris Walker. And there's Joan Behringer and Jaden Ivey. Get over here. Box number 16. Box number 16. That is Jaylen Brown on the activators. Pele Larson on the X-Fractor. Kyle Filipowski on the refractor. That is Anthony Davis on the Ball of Duty refractor. Ball of Duty refractor. Jabari Smith Jr. That is Rashawn Holmes on the Ray Wave. Green for the Lakers. That is Shaq Daddy. Shaq Daddy 4 out of 99. Only 30 off the number match. Only 30 off the number match there. 4 out of 99. It was close. Dayron Sharp. Isaiah Hartenstein. There's Ingram. Jokic. That is Anthony Davis on the inspirational. Scoot Henderson. Contavious Caldwell-Pope on the refractor. Prism of Jaren Jackson Jr. Javon Small. There's Wemby on the Ray Wave. Risha Sher. Durant. Last 4 boxes. Box number 17. In case anybody was wondering, all cards do ship. All cards ship. And here we go with box 17. Go time, Paul George. There's SGA on the X-Fractor. Aaron Gordon on the refractor. That is Noah Eskew on the Instinct. I think it's called Pure Instinct, right? Or just Instinct? Instinct. That is Ben Shepherd. Onyeka Ogonkwo on the refractor. I'm on a Ray Wave. There's Jamal Murray, Grayson Allen. Ball of Duty, SGA. Kelly Oubre. OG on the refractor. Rashid Fleming, Alexander Sarr, Chris Paul on the Ray Wave. Prism of Benedict Mathern. There's Darren Fox, Peyton Pritchard. There's KG and Max Crispy. Box number 18. Box number 18. That is a Fanatical Larry Legend. Fanatical Larry Legend. I believe this is a case hit. That is a nice hit for the Celtics. We got Drew Holiday. Maxime Renaud on the refractor. James Harden on the instinct. Rick Barry. Noah Clowney on the Ray Wave. Jeremiah Fears, Jason Tatum. Walter Clayton, Walter Clayton on the Serenity. Jalen Duran. Shaden Sharp on the refractor. There's Elijah Martin. Keshawn George on the Ray Wave. Hyper of Dwayne Wade. That is Yannick Conan Niederhauser and Bones Highland. Traore and White. Box number 19. Box number 19. Alright, last two boxes. Here we go. There's Dirk and Cornette. That's Mason Plumlee on the Prism. Keshawn George. Dwight Powell on the Ray Wave. There's Serenity of LaMelo Ball. Noah Clowney. That's Bowl on the refractor. Dwight Powell, Manuel Quickly. We got yellow. That is for the Mavericks. That is 77 out of 275. Kyrie Irving. 77 out of 275. Adams, Young. Sleek Finishers, Cade. Walker Kessler. Steven Adams on the Ray Wave. Call of Duty, Concanoopel. PJ Washington. Sam Hauser on the refractor. Box number 20. There's Gafford and Booker. on the Prism. RJ Barrett, Kyle Lowry. Grant Williams. There's Kawhi Leonard, Ray Wave. There's an inspirational. That is Ja Morant, 14 out of 299. 14 out of 299. DiVincenzo, Jared Vanderbilt, refractor. 3 packs to go, then we'll do a full recap. Mike Conley, Chris Middleton. Sleek finishers, Dwayne Wade. There's Vukovic. And there's Magic Johnson on the Ray Wave. Last pack. Can we get one more auto? Ball of Duty, Austin Reeves. That's LeBron James on the X-Fractor. And Norman Powell for the Clippers to finish us off on the refractor. There we go, my friends. There's your break. Let's go ahead and I'm going to clear everything out of the way, and then we will do our recap.
For me?
You can take it, sure. That's all one person, so. All right, here is our refractors. Refractors first. All right, we got Powell, Vanderbilt, Hauser, Bobo, Sharp, Renaud, Gordon, OG, KCP, Filipowski, Bona, Keontae George, Harper, Brunson, Jones, Jerome, Paul George, Kuminga, Ryan Dunn, Jake LaRavia, TJ McConnell, Bain, Carter, Grady Dick, Kolick, Butler, JJJ, Triple J, Jaren Jackson Jr., Harrison Barnes, Wade, Wagner. There's Nick Claxton, Connect, Thaddeus Young, Mathern, McGrady, Edie. There's Jalen Wells, Horford, Rudy Gobert, and Caleb Martin. Our Ray Waves. We got Magic, Kawhi, Adams, Powell, Keyshawn George, Clowney, CP3, Onyeka, Wemby. There's Rashawn Holmes, Rick Barry, Holiday, Trey Young, Quickly. There's Kessler, Washington, PJ Washington, Jalen Johnson, Trey Johnson, Dirk. We got Luke Cornett, Shaq, Jalen Green, THT, Colin Sexton, Brea, DeRozan, Beasley, Clay. We got Salon, Kubale, Mark Williams, Draymond Green, Turner, Sabonis, Kalkenbrenner. We got Cameron Johnson, Thiero, Sengun. We got Alex Tui and Bogdan Bogdanovic. One of my favorite names to say. I just love that name. All right, on the Prisms, which were all what we used to call hypers. This is Desmond Bain, Plumlee, Wade, Mathern, Triple J, Jaren Jackson Jr., Cam Jones, Daniels, Thaddeus Young, Barnes, Wagner, Saraf, Capella, Connect, Gigi, Duarte, Claxton, Asur, Thompson. We got Marcus Sasser, Kolick, and Jimmy Butler. stack. All right. Our refractor inserts. Ball of Duty, Anthony Davis. This is a Serenity of VJ Edgecombe. Activators, LaMelo Ball. And a Paradox of Dylan Harper. This is sick right here. All right. This is to $3.99. That's Tyrese Halliburton on the magenta. On the teal to $2.99. That is John Morant on the inspirational. Kyrie Irving to $2.75 yellow. To $1.99 on the aqua, Deron Holmes the second. On the blue to $1.50, Evan Mobley, DeAndre Hunter. $10.99, we got Shaq, Asa Newell, LaMelo Ball, and on the color match, that one's sick right there. On the go time, Jason Tatum. We had a purple to 75 of Grant Williams. We had 2 autos, Will Richard for the Golden State Warriors and for the Indiana Pacers, Cam Jones. Both those autos were rookies. And our case hit went to the Boston Celtics. That is Larry Bird on the Fanatical. That is a sick, sick hit. That is pretty cool. I love the portrait. All right, guys, there's your break. Appreciate you all for being here. Hope to see you next time. Next break, I believe, of this is going to be on Sunday. So I hope to see you there. Have a great night, you all. Talk to you later.